All right, guys, let's go ahead and, welcome back. It's Sunday and we're going to take it easy today and we're just going to do some gluing in. We'll see how long that takes. Yeah, so let's just get started. Hope you're having a beautiful Sunday. I think I probably am because I'm spending time with my sweetheart. He did finally get back. I'm not sure if I said that in the last video. But yeah, it was like a 9-day trip that should have taken 3. So he was pretty tired when he got back. So yeah, and you have peepers to listen to today again. They'll stay indoors in their little thing until they have their real feathers. And I plan to do a little video here soon with them. I think I want to put that on that pocket or that side. And the cats are kind of going stir crazy. Gosh, this winter cannot be over soon enough. All the animals are just going stir crazy. Oh my goodness, do you hear that? They are just tearing all over the house. I'm going to put this one down a little bit. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Then I think I promised a paper clip for that one, huh? We'll see what we can come up with. So yeah, I like to get the pockets in and then kind of figure out some decorations later. Some clusters, you know, little things like that. And then we're going to make little cards that go in this back pocket with a little bit of lace, and that'll help keep those down. So yeah. And I think I was saying in the last video, oh my goodness. Even the old lady cat is getting in on the action now. Oh my goodness. At least it's never a dull moment at my house, right? Life would be very boring if we didn't have those cats and dogs. And now the chickens. Oh. Grace and I talked about getting some goats this spring too, because we enjoyed her project so much last year, but yeah, she's got such a busy spring and summer planned already. She applied for this internship through CSU, and if she gets it, it's like 8 solid weeks in the summer. So yeah, that's going to be interesting, but it pays very well. So like well enough to pay for almost a complete semester of college. So yeah, she's going to go for the gusto on that one, and hopefully that'll turn out well. She's not here, buddy. Her poor little kitty cat keeps looking for her. Okay, we talked about putting that one like right in the middle of the page, right? Yep, if I'm remembering correctly. We're gonna do this so we can put in a long tag, long skinny one. It for pockets on this one, right? Do we have one through here? I think so. I think we're good. Now, I think I'm going to glue this one in like an L shape here. And then we'll be able to put a big card in there. I think we're just going to do like a bunch of clusters, I think. Because I like clusters. I do. If we do this, then we can put a big tag up here. Yeah. All right, so what else is happening in my world? Oh, I should tell you about work. Okay, so I think I've told most of you guys know I work for a company that produces like medical parts, big and small. Well, and they're not all of them. Like I should clarify. It's not all. We do a lot of industrial stuff too. Like you can find some of our parts like in coolant systems and stuff like that for cars. So that said, we have new molds and we have to validate them. And the whole validation process, I learned a lot of it on Friday. And oh my goodness, it's a lot, but oh, I had the best fun learning it. It was fantastic. And most of you guys know, I absolutely love learning new things. And so, yeah, that was a whole lot of fun for me. So basically, I'll tell you the process because, like I said, it's pretty cool. So when you validate a mold, because it's injection molding, they start out and they run, I mean, different companies have different ways of doing it as far as what they put in there, or like their process. So our process basically is that we have to go in, and the processor or molder, depending on who you're talking to as to what term they use. Anyways, so they run 30 pieces per cavity because a lot of our stuff is so little. So like the one that we were doing the other day. Okay, wait a minute. Why does that seem like we don't have enough in there? Probably because we don't. We'll fix that in a minute. So anyways, that particular one that I was helping to validate on Friday is a 4 cavity mold, which means it produces 4 pieces in its cycle time. So that said, then we have what like a shot. Okay, so what they call a shot is each time it produces 4 parts is 1 shot. So we had to basically check. I'm going to go back through here really quick because this side's really bald. And so I'm going to put one of our little side pockets up here. And that's, again, guys, that's another reason why I made as many as I did of these little things, is so that we could definitely fill in areas that might need it. So anyways, okay, so it's 30 parts per, or 30 shots per per cavity. So yeah, that was definitely a very interesting process because that's not how we've done it in the past, but they've decided to adopt this for all the new molds. And keep in mind, like, all these new molds are literally like a lot. Each mold is usually about $80,000 just for the mold. And then you have tooling, and then you also have like pins and like logo pins, and yeah, it's like a whole thing. And it's very costly. So that said, so they do a high, a nominal, which means like a perfect temperature, perfect pack, all of that, right? And actually I messed that up. So this is how we fix a mess up when we put glue where we don't want to, right? Just give us a piece of paper towel. I was talking and not paying attention to what I was doing. Okay. So the glue can stay on the bottom, but we want to get all the other glue off. Okay. So anyways, so just to start, so it's 30 shots per pack. basically is what they call it. And packing basically means how much plastic they put in at a time, how much they pack the mold. You know, less pack, excuse me, less pack can cause like bubbles in the parts, or more pack can cause like flash to be on the ends of these parts, or like on the inside, or, you know, too much pack can like pull the pins when they're coming out and like leave these like, I call it plastic boogers. Mostly because I don't even know what else, but it like drags it funny. So yeah, all of that said, this is going to be kind of tricky. So I'm going to set one of the other journals behind it to give me some leverage here. So, and I'm going to put these kind of like corner to corner a little bit, or like a triangle with the glue. I'm trying to give as much space as possible to get something behind there, but I also want it to stick well to the page. So just to begin, we had 360 parts that we had to measure before they could even start this other process. So basically, and I ended up only doing like 120 of the measurements, because at my computer, I don't have, since I'm kind of a supervisor, I don't have all the bells and whistles at my computer. It's all for the other techs to use. And they call it a lead, but then we have a manager, and then they're like the manager and then me. So I don't know. Sometimes their titles are a little funky. Anyways, that said, that was a whole lot of, not a lot of information you needed, right? So yeah, anyhow, and I'm going to put this one on this side, like that, which I think is what I was going to do anyways. And I'm going to, oh, wait a minute. I forgot that this is open backed. All right. So this is another paperclip one. That's good to remember, right? Like, so if you made these, just remember that we put a backing on them. Okay. Good times, good times. Okay. So then, so we have that. And so once we got all the measurements in, then we gave the production staff the go-ahead to run what they call a PQ, which is basically like a pack quality process. And so then the machine has to run 4 consecutive hours. Like, it can't have any shutdowns. It can't have, it can't, like, no mistakes can happen in those 4 hours, or it voids everything. You have to start over from scratch. Like, there's no room to wiggle. There's, you know, you can't like pause the machine. It has to run completely 4 hours. And in that 4 hours, we have to take 30-minute samples. And we have to be consistent in logging those so that we can log any problems, right? Okay, so that said, then those samples are only, I'm gonna make this a side tuck instead of a full, like a pocket. Anyways, okay, so that being said, then our sample size is just 1 shot, so just 4 parts. So yeah, we were hopping and running, and it was glorious fun to learn a whole new technique. So, and then, but with that, there's like a whole nother process where you have to put all of the, I'm going to put the, no, I want to, because this is onion skin paper right here, so we'll put this here. And maybe we'll make it more this way and put a tall tag in it, maybe? Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. Anyways, so yeah, that was very interesting. The paperwork is kind of obnoxious, but obviously needed. Like the tech, like my QC3 techs have to check temperatures and injection speeds, and it's this really cool scientific method. And so once we get it all logged into our operating system, then the engineer takes all of that information and logs it into the spreadsheet, and it gives them like all this information. It's pretty fascinating, not gonna lie. Like I totally dig that kind of stuff, which is, you know, everybody thinks I'm kind of weird because I can do both, right? Like I can do accounting, and I love it, or like what I'm doing now with the quality stuff, but yet I absolutely love being crafty too. Like I don't know, I know I'm kind of a conundrum. A lot of people just can't quite figure that out. Like when I tell people at work that I have a YouTube channel, they're like, what? Like, how are you so left and right brained? It doesn't make any sense to them. So anyways, I thought you guys would get a kick out of that. Yeah, a lot on the sales team are just like, you are literally a walking conundrum. I'm like, yeah, I know. I know. You're not telling me nothing I don't already know. Yeah, so, well, that was awesome. All right. Yeah. So anyways, all that said, I just had the best day Friday. Like I thoroughly enjoyed my day, and I'm going to take this and kind of go like this and see if anything falls out. And it didn't, which I'm kind of surprised that one pocket there didn't fall out. That's all right. Okay. All right. So this one is glued, and it actually looks like, other than this one here and some of our charms, it's not going to be too much of a chunky monkey for now. And it looks like it'll still close pretty well. Of course, we don't have anything in the pockets yet, but yeah, that's to come. All right, so I'm going to pause the video for a second, and then I'm going to get the next video or the next journal out, and we'll glue those in. And I'm going to grab my inker in case we need it. So I will be right back. All right, let's glue this one in. We still have to figure out pockets for this one on its outside, and I still haven't quite figured out my closure yet. That one is still a work in progress in my brain. Yeah, so yeah, that whole process at work was just amazing and fun. And oh, look at that, I have dog food on my fingers. Sorry, guys. It's just dry food. It's not like it's like gross or anything. Yeah, so anyhow, I had a lot of fun doing that on Friday. Friday before, I was training. And yeah, so life was just fun at work this week. Which I like the team I work with, so that's always, people I work with are always pretty good. They're smart, they're quick, they're fast. Okay, we'll mess with putting that together in a minute, like in another video. Okay, and I'm gonna do the same here and take them here, and we'll do like something big there. I think I usually, I don't know if you guys saw Gail's video. I think it was probably last week. But anyways, she was showing how she puts together a journal. And I was like, you know, maybe I should start having like a process per se. And then I was like, well, I kind of do. I mean, I usually try to make the covers and everything. I don't have like a stock of covers like she does. So that's a little bit different, but than I'm used to doing. So Yeah. So, but I think for this particular, I think I just go with whatever part of the process is striking me as fun at the moment. Okay, so this is our little clip-in pocket. So I'll get clips out in a minute because I think we'll use those cute little Tim Holtz ones that I have been like hoarding for a while. I do think though, I think I want, if we're gonna do this, then I think maybe I want maybe one of these over here. I'm gonna do a little page spread there. Yeah, we're gonna do it anyways. I'm not quite sure which video is going to be next per se. I think what's calling me today is doing some of the like making decoration pieces. I like doing that best in a journal, as far as making like clusters and stuff, because I think they work so well. And so I think what I might do is we might do that video, and maybe I'll try to get recorded, because I have got to get into my dad's office too, because I've got to finish up my taxes in that office. So I really should have already had them done. I am still waiting on like one bank statement, but isn't it funny how we like kind of grow, and I don't want to say heal a little bit, but maybe to the point where we're just kind of, we don't really want to do the things we used to do. Because I mean, like, I love my dad and I love the accounting portion, but my heart's just not in accounting anymore. And I do have taxes, a couple tax people, their returns ready for them. So yeah, I got a whole host of things I should be doing. So I'm kind of trying to be responsible. And you know what? I think I kind of just, since we're kind of doing an odd journal, right? Alice in Wonderland, down the rabbit hole. I think I like that pocket just kind of like hanging out wherever the graphics kind of take us. So like right there, because it's our journal and we can do whatever we want with it, right? We're creating them. We are getting there, guys. This one down a little bit. Got a string in there. This one is that funky little one that we're gonna have to kind of mess with just a little bit. I have to set the edge of that journal up a little bit. Don't know if that will actually help any or not. So we'll just this one. Okay, I'm gonna do kind of what I did last time. Do my little triangles there. Oh, and so I'm gonna jump back really quick to that whole process that we were doing at work. So then we have to do 3 runs of that. So it basically, that machine has to run 12 hours, not consecutively, but every time we start, one, it has to run 4 hours. So we have to do that 3 different times. And so then that will chart different things. So yeah, this whole process is just fascinating. And then after that, then they run basically the first work order. And then we go back to like the every 2-hour checks on it. But by doing this process, it really does what they call dial in the machine, and it dials in the mold, so that any process tech can just go to that machine, set the same temperatures, the same pack pressure, all of that, nozzle temp, injection speed, that sort of thing, and they should be able to produce the same part over and over and over and over again without any complications. So, and then, because if there is problems, then they can deduce it down. It like basically makes it scientifically possible to kind of like break down the procedure and know exactly what's wrong. Is it a bent pin? Is it the thermolator? Is it, it just provides a scientific reason for why the part is producing what it is, instead of like the old school method, and not having a recipe. So basically that's what we're doing, is creating a recipe where these parts run consistently the same way every time they load the mold. So I'm not gonna lie, guys, like I love being a part of this process. It's very fascinating to me, for the same reasons that I liked being part of the research and development lab. The only thing I didn't like about the research and development lab is that there were some things that were in development that I didn't necessarily morally agree with, and I don't mean it was anything dangerous or harmful to anybody, but I mean, I can't tell you what we produced, but like I said, it wasn't, the best of my knowledge, it was never harmful, but I just didn't agree with the company. I guess the company we were producing for's thing, like the way, because I can't really tell you what it was. It's all out on the market now. So, but I just didn't, morally, I just couldn't get behind it. And so, I mean, it's fine. I mean, like I said, I don't know. It's hard to explain, but anyways, all of that said, that's one of the major reasons that I moved back over to the quality side. So, like I said, it was nothing bad. I guess I could tell you a little bit, but because like that's just going to sound confusing and full of sort of looking for, full of like ominous things, and it wasn't ominous. It was just a lot of it had to do with like vaccines, and I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I'm really you should do whatever you feel is necessary for your body, but for me, I don't believe in a lot of the new vaccines until they've been tested and approved, right? Like my kids are vaccinated for almost everything except for a couple. I'm vaccinated except for a couple. I believe that they do serve a purpose. Like not every vaccine is bad or wrong or whatever, but I think when there's not a ton of research behind them, I'm not going to inject it into my body. I'm going to let you do some lab testing, and hats off to those who want to do that, whatever. But yeah, I guess one of the ones that I don't agree with is the Gardasil shot. I've done a lot of research, and I'm not one to really, and for me, it is never a political opinion or a political stance. Most of you that have been with me for a long time know that I don't care what party you belong to. I care more that you're a good person. So that said, it's, for me, it's never been at like a political leaning. I will never put Gardasil in my kids' body. If they choose to do so, they can do that. But that particular company that produces that particular vaccination is outlawed in countries that really don't have a lot of respect for women. And if they're willing to outlaw it, and you know, then there must be a really good reason. That said, I'm talking more like that, like when there's more research, because we actually don't have long-term effects on a lot of the newer vaccines. We just don't. The research isn't there yet. And like I said, that's fine. For those that don't mind that, that's great. For me, no. I already suffer enough with chronic pain and things like that. I don't need to be introducing more stuff. And like, I don't do the flu shot. I have autoimmune things. And so when I get the flu shot, I am literally sick all winter. And my doctor agrees that I'm probably not a great candidate for those kind of shots. Anything that has to do with immunity is not really for me. I don't get the pneumonia shot for those reasons. Not that I want any of those, obviously, but for me, the risks outweigh the benefits for me. I will say though, if they had a vaccine for strep throat, since I've had it twice this year, I would definitely probably sign on for that. But like the kids are vaccinated for like meningitis and, you know, things like that. So, and they have every other shot. They have their polio, their measles, mumps, rubella, like whatever they vaccinate kids for. Like, well, and I'm a firm believer that there is a better way to do these vaccines than giving kids that much mercury the day that they're born. My kids did get vaccinated for chickenpox. Neither one of my kids have had the actual virus. At first, I was kind of miffed that the doctors didn't even tell me that that's what they were going to vaccinate my kids for, like the day they were born. I was a little miffed about that whole thing, but I mean, long term, I read studies, and they've come out and basically said that it was a good thing that they got vaccinated, because then they're less likely to get shingles when they get older. And while I've never had shingles, I've heard it's one of the most painful things to have. So, I mean, like I said, I'm not against them. I'm kind of disappointed with how far I put that out. So I might end up kind of clipping that and then trimming them. See how far it sticks out? I wanted it to stick out a little bit, but maybe not that far. But when we get to the closure, we'll know for sure. Because if we just do like a wraparound, then it's perfectly fine. It's not going to bend or warp or whatever, but yeah. Well, and I don't want to try to take it off because then I'll end up ripping the paper. So, like I said, you guys always with me, you're always going to get like exactly what's going on with the journal. I'm not going to try to hide mistakes or whatever. Yeah, so sorry about that whole vaccine stuff, but yeah, I couldn't get behind it. I just honestly, I couldn't. And it's not the 19 vaccine. It was a different one. So no worries, guys. Like I said, I don't try to do anything politically on here. But yeah, like I said, I just think that everything has its own purpose, and I just don't agree with some of the vaccines. And again, we don't all have to agree, right? It's not about always agreeing, it's about respecting others' opinions, right? And I would never in a million years tell somebody they had to be vaccinated or not you know what I mean? Like that's you, right? Whatever you decide you want. I always sometimes feel guilty about kind of talking about those kind of things, or like weird about it, just because I don't want anybody to take it personally, or, you know, because I'm not, like I said, to each their own. You know, I am kind of hoping that one day we all kind of get back to that, where we all can have a differing opinion and we're still loved and cared for and treated with kindness. I would love that. I know. A lot of people tell me I'm dreaming, but yeah, I guess I kind of am. Because I wish that for everybody. Just really wish that everybody always felt like loved and accepted for who they are and what they believe, and, you know. I'm going to put that one on this side, I think. How cool would that be, right? I know, it's a bit utopian, but... Even the chicks agree with me, right? All right, this is another one of those that's going to be a little hairy to put on. So, I mean, they actually haven't been that bad. I was anticipating major issues with putting these pockets on, but so far, I mean, you've been with me every step of the way, and it's been pretty easy to put these on. So, I mean, I'm definitely going to file these in the do it again pile, because I've enjoyed that. I enjoyed making these ones. These were really fun to make. Should we do something a little funkier? All right. Yeah, all right. We're gonna just do it. Oh, guys, I hope you're enjoying this whole little series, because I have really enjoyed every ounce of this whole process, because that's a clip one, right? Yeah, clip. Okay. Guys, we are getting closer to the end. I'm going to be just as surprised as you guys are when we see the completed, finished work there. And I think it was Dawn said, or maybe it wasn't Dawn, maybe it was Connie said something about impressed at how steady my hand is with glue sometimes, and I just chuckled. I was like, oh. Might need a bigger screen, because I'm pretty sure you don't see all the times I'm all wiggly. We put this in there, and that's supposed to go there, right? Is that what we said we were doing? Yeah, I think that is. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was a groan of tired, and my back is hurting sitting in my chair. So we're going to hurry up and glue the rest of these pockets in. And I am then going to stand up, stretch, grab some laces and some paper. And then we're going to go to town and make some clusters, because I think clusters are really kind of sticking with me today. So as Mama Gail said, you just go with what's moving you at the moment. And clusters, gluing these pockets in today, and clusters, that's what's moving me today. So that is what we're going to do. I'm gonna need to get another glue out soon. And then I'm gonna need to order more glue soon. And then I have a little bit of surprise when we start filling pockets. But I'm not gonna tell you what it is, because again, it's a surprise. Nope, not gonna tell you. Not gonna tell you. Not even if you beg. All right. Gosh, guys, we are so close. So close. Can you smell a finished journal yet? Oh, in this case, 3. So far, I think I've recorded, this will be like the 23rd video of this, if you don't include the Mondays that I've done the most viewed things, and then done that, because I think there's 3 of those. So yeah, it's been almost an entire month of just Alice in Wonderland, which I don't hate it. Okay, now, you know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and add a pocket up there. One of these side tuck pockets. Do I have any more of those ones? Or did I? Nope, one more. Okay. I'm going to add one here. Yeah, I think that just looks nice. Oh, oh, do you hear that? One of the chicken's feelings got hurt or something. Yeah, they're not always very nice to each other in our little pen. I mean, it's not little. I mean, there's more than enough room for them to grow. It's actually one of the things that Christian got for me at his work. It's a crate. It's the first time I've used something like that, and I like it because it's lightweight and I can move it. It's pretty easy to clean. Yeah, all right, so note to self, do not have that stick out as far because we don't like it as well. There we go. And we have a ton. I don't know if I showed you before I sign off today. I'm going to show you how much like ephemera I cut out of kits and like stuff we have to fill pockets. So we will probably do that and see where we are before we do our like other videos, and before I kind of do it like a mop up. And I think that's what you guys saw on Friday, is some of the mop up, because I was getting too many scraps. So I decided, you know what, we're gonna nip it in the bud now. We're gonna make a couple of fun little things. Man, I'm getting kind of shaky. And I've had food. It's not food shakes. Christian and I have dinner plans up in Cheyenne today. And he's going to introduce me to some of his workmates. And one I've already met. The other one works at a different facility than he does, but they're doing inventory. So that'll be interesting to meet some of his workmates. Not really nervous about it per se, but I'm definitely, it's like, don't really know how to dress per se, because I mean, they work in the oil field and they're going to be in a warehouse, for lack of better words, or like a big shop all day. So none of them are going to be overly like cleanly, right? Yeah, it's going to be a late dinner. So I'm really just kind of not sure how to dress. I just go like casual. You know, is it a little more dressy? You know. All right. And my favorite little pocket that we made. Nope. Somebody else got his little feelings hurt. This is one of my very favorite fun pockets to make. It was one of the first ones we made, in case you're just joining us. It's like, it took me forever to figure out that clover, or that spade. All right, that one is all glued in. So before I let you go, I was going to show you how much ephemera, or like, I guess it's all ephemera, but one of the, okay, so this is all the stuff out of the papers, like the Stamp Hero kit. Like, look at all those cards and everything, and all the little decorations. That was all those little fussy cut pages out of the packs. And then, of course, we have the actual then we have this, like, kit ephemera. Not it, like envelopes. Yeah, those are all envelopes. A few of the last pages of the scrapbooking stuff and some scraps. Then we have these chipboard ones, and then we have all of the kits, all of that stuff. Isn't that crazy? So I don't know if we're gonna have too terrible much to load. Yeah, like I said, there's all kinds of stuff in here. So we'll start filling pockets after the next videos or so, just like in like finishing up and whatnot. So yeah, stay tuned, because we are headed into fun territory, right? I mean, it's all been fun, but you know what I mean. Like, we're actually going to start putting stuff together. Yeah. So yeah, I will talk to you guys in the next video, and I hope you all are doing well and have a good rest of your weekend, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye guys.